I might put mine on this evening as well. Any other bits and pieces here? It's just if you need anything for underneath your head for when you're lying down, and anything you need for padding underneath your knees. Do you want to start jogging on the spot? No. And once you've got them on, you can come to standing. Well, you prompted me. I thought I'd already said it, but maybe I just thought it. Oh, yes, they are heavy. Oh, I know, yeah. Do you know what I mean? My sister did a tandem bungee jump in France, and it was just off a crane all over concrete, and you were strapped on with Velcro ankle things, and I was so scared that my feet were going to be so skinny I'd just slip all the way out. But I didn't have enough French to convey that. I thought we'd be strapped up with more stuff than just a couple of Velcro fastenings around our ankles. Yeah. And then we were tied together, tummy to tummy, and we were back, yeah. Anyway, I'm here to tell the tale. So obviously my ankles are fatter than I thought. My feet, it's my feet more than anything. Okay, so have your feet hip distance apart, soften the knees. Okay, are you working it out? It needs to go the other way around, Teresa. That's it, yeah. And then thread it through. Yeah, and then we'll just place hands on hips and do some one leg heel lifts, switching from side to side. Loosening out through your ankles. I know it's a little reminiscent of like 80s workout classes. Yeah, are they on then, Francis? No, I thought it looked like it's... I'd start with it on the thinnest bit of your ankle, then tighten it up. Okay, and then both heels down, then we'll do a double heel lift, so press up, press down. Good, and a few of those. Keeping your toes spread. You just go as high as feels okay in your toe joints and your ankle joints. See if you can go down with control. One of the best things we can do to help our balance is work on our feet. One more time. Nice. And then a roll down. So your hands are just going to slide down the legs just to give you light support. When you get down, let your head hang. We'll do a little yes nod with your head. And then relax your head, soft knees, roll your spine back up. Hands can roll up the legs and press on the legs if you need them to, and then go into a shoulder roll. Okay, and then we're going back to the single heel lifts, but adding an opposite arm. So when your right heel lifts, lift the left arm. And then when your left heel lifts, lift your right arm. So alternating with an inhale and with an exhale. Inhale. Exhale. There we go. Keep the brain, nerves, body, synapses working. Get everything connected. Trying to press the front of your foot as far forwards as is comfortable. A couple more each side. Gives you a deeper bend in your toe joint, stretches out the sole of your foot. Okay, and then both arms down, both heels down, and then double heels, double arms. Both come up, down with control. And if you ever find it's too much doing the double, you can just go back to the singles again. There's a slight squeeze, just a very, very hint of a squeeze through your inner legs. That will engage you more into your legs. most of the shifts and the changes we do in our exercises are very small measures. You just want to do them very delicately, so there's no big shifts. Small adjustments. One more time. Heels down, and this time try rolling down without your hands on your legs. If you need to put your hands on your legs, you can. And when you get to the bottom of the roll down, we're taking a no turn of your head this time, looking left to right. And then head back to center, soft knees, and roll your spine back up. Hands can be on your legs if you need them to. And go into a shoulder roll. And then just watch for space with your neighbor. Take your arms out to the side. Soften down into your knees. Reach across to the right. Come back to center. Reach across to the left. Come back to center. See if you can keep your hips and your legs in the center, and almost just like you're trying to move your rib cage across to the side. Yeah, so reaching over with the rib cage through into the chest, but keeping the legs as central as you can. This loosens off your lower and mid back. Nice. Good. Liz, you've got excellent range of movement in that direction. You've got really good range of movement in that side to side direction. One more each way. Actually, we started on the right, didn't we? So now one more each way, finishing on your left. Okay, bring your right hand down to your hip. Take your weight into your left leg, lift your right heel, lean slightly across, and then straighten your right leg out off the floor. And then we're just going to tap the foot down to the floor and then off the floor. Down to the floor, off the floor. Down, lift. Down, lift. Let's try turning the left palm up as if you're holding an apple in the palm of your hand. That should soften your shoulder. See if you can touch the ground delicately for 5, 4, just gently holding the belly in, 3, 2, 1. And then your left hand comes to your hip, and then the right arm goes out to the side. Lean across with the rib cage, bend into the, standing through your right leg, lift out through the left leg. And then again, we go down and up. Yes, Leslie and Liz, you're in the prime place on this one, aren't you? Got the wall to help you. Belly hugs in. No, but do you know, mentally, just knowing it's there, if you need it to, makes a difference. Let's all pretend we've got a wall just within reaching distance of our hand. Whoa. Oh. Oops. Forget about that. Yeah, my wall vanished. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then legs come together. You're going to keep your feet hip distance and circle your hips around. And then the other way. What a great way to work your legs, just to wear a couple of leg weights and go about your day doing what you normally do. With your leg weights on, just put a couple of leg warmers over the top, and no one will know. And they'll be all saying, your legs are looking amazing at the moment. What's different? Okay, a roll down, so chin to chest, soften knees, roll your way down. And come down onto hands and knees. If you need to put anything soft under your knees, pop your soft block down there. Great, okay, so first of all, balancing on hands and knees. We're going to find our balance here. I want you to press through your hands and your knees, firm in your core, almost like you're trying to pull your arms and legs a bit closer, and your core engages as if trying to pull them closer. Keep that feeling, and as if I would come over and give you a little nudge, and you're trying to stabilize yourself so you don't move if I nudged you. Okay, and then let's extend opposite arm and opposite leg. keeping your body nice and steady. Inhale, your hand and knee come back to the floor, and the other side, but make it a slow transition so you catch your balance. Inhale, hand and leg to the floor. Exhale, switch to the other side. So the bit that you do the most slowly is the transition from one hand and knee to the other. When that landing takes place, you delicately go from one hand and knee to the other hand and knee, doing your best to keep your back steady. And I often say this, but because your back's like a tabletop, you want to imagine your table is holding it's your supper. And if you wobble, it falls. And you want to try and keep as steady as you can, or a full cup of tea, and you're trying not to even have a ripple on the surface of your tea. Nice, Carolyn, that's super steady. Let's go another 2 each side. I can't see anyone majorly doing this, but continue to be aware. Your head stays still and try not to let your head fall. Keep the back of your head in line with the back of your body. This should be coming up towards your last one. And when you've done that last one, with your feet pointed, just sit down towards your ankles, bring your hands underneath your head, so you have a child's pose with a supported headrest. If your shoulders feel like they're tensing a bit there, then give your shoulders a little shimmy just to shake off that tension. Good. And then we're going to lie down on your tummy with your head resting on your hands. Keeping your shoulders relaxed. Drawing in slightly through the waist as if you're wearing a really wide belt, almost more like a corset, and you just feel it draw in a couple of notches. Okay, then keep your left leg on the floor, right leg lifts. Inhale, lower. Right leg on the floor, left leg lifts. Inhale, lower. As you lift the leg, you want to lift from the hip joint so that you feel your thigh bone either lift off the floor or get lighter on the floor. I'm saying that because I don't want you to just think about lifting. There's length as well. And if you just lifted, your pelvis could end up rotating. So only let the leg lift to the point where the pelvis doesn't turn. If you feel all your weight shift and roll onto the other side, then try and work a bit more in your core and maybe lift less height. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Keep your head relaxing on your hands, shoulders remain relaxed, and we're going to lift this leg, whichever one it is, keep it lifted, and make small circles, whichever direction that might be. Keep the legs straight, circle from your hip joint. Continue to remind yourself you've got this imaginary belt on and change direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. That leg lowers down and then the other one lifts, lengthen and circle. As you circle your leg round, keep your pelvis steady, keep your shoulders easy, and try and keep an imaginary air bubble around your belly button. Change direction. 10, 9, 8, 7. You could just go back into the alternate lifts if you wanted to, Sarah. Just back into the single lifts if the circles aren't working. And that's probably coming to your last one there, so relax the leg down when you're done. Bend your knees and just rest your feet together. Yeah, knees wide, feet together. Knees wide, feet together, yeah. And the weight will help to drop your feet towards your bottom. Knees wider if you can, Isabel. Knees wide, that's it, and feet together. And then let your feet drop towards your bottom, whatever amount your knees can bend, that's it, yeah. If that doesn't feel relaxing, Sarah, is that relaxing in your legs, or does it feel like your legs are being pulled away? It's okay, yeah. So it should feel relaxing. If it doesn't feel relaxing, then just let your legs lay flat on the floor. Couple more breaths. And then we're going to do the opposite. Now bring your knees in together, keep the legs bent, and just let your feet, your ankles work their way outwards. With these little weights on, it's going to draw your legs out, rotating the hip bones of the hip joint outwards, external rotation. Try and relax. Soften your back, your lower back. Feel this gentle, I'll say tug, but it's a gentle tug. It shouldn't feel too intense. Around your buttocks, slightly around the outer buttock area, maybe a little into the outer hip. A few more breaths, because it takes our body just a few moments to actually let us be in this position, because it's one we don't do very frequently. So just let the extra time and the weights help you get a bit wider. Of course, anytime it feels too much, you come out. Let's go for about another 5 breaths. Relaxing as much as you can so that the position and the leg weights do the work for you. Try and relax your resistance. Okay, and then just let your legs kind of sway a little side to side in order to get them back up to center. And then when your feet arrive back together again, straighten your legs down, place your hands under your shoulders, and slowly push up and back to child's pose. And this time, let's do child's pose with our arms stretched out in front. If you need some support under your head, you can slide your block under your head, or you could bring a hand under. We'll continue with a little bit of that outer leg work as you lie down on your right side. The front of, so you're facing the big window, head to the front of the room. That's it. Right arm underneath your head, or you can put the block under your head if you prefer. Legs are straight to begin. Free hand on the floor in front. Stretch and lift both legs and adjust yourself comfortably onto the side of your hip. Okay, we'll do 5 double legs up and down. They don't have to be together, they can be slightly apart. And then we'll do 5 top leg only, and we'll do that through twice. So exhale, legs are up. Inhale, legs are down. Exhale, legs are up. Inhale, legs are down. Exhale, 3. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 2. Exhale, 1. Inhale, leave your bottom leg on the floor, top leg only. 5. Inhale, down. So on its own, it might come up a bit higher, but make sure your kneecap is facing forwards. 2 more. 2. Energy out through the leg. 1. Then back to both again. Exhale, both up. Inhale, both down. Exhale, both up, and feel like your legs are pulling into your core. So it's almost like a shortening of your legs to lift them up. 2 more. Exhale, up. Pull into the core. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. And then again, just the top leg on its own. Exhale, 5. Inhale, 5. Try and have your foot more flexed than pointed, so you can push into the heel and you keep your toes pointing forwards. 2 more. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 2. Exhale, 1. Inhale, 1. Bend your knees up in front of you. You can either keep your head resting on your arm, or you can put your block under your head if you prefer, whichever is comfortable for you. Okay, and then with your knees up as if you are doing chalk circles, except we're not doing chalk circles. So the knees are right up in front of your hips. Your toes are off the front edge of the mat. And then can you lift your top leg only, so it's parallel with the bottom leg. Good, and hold that there. So the bottom leg very slightly pressing into the ground, only a little bit, and that'll make the bottom leg work a little. And then the top leg, you want to feel the thigh bone pulling back into the hip joint so that the leg weight doesn't pull your pelvis forwards. We'll go for about another 5 breaths. Something hurting in your knee?
Just like to go.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, so that's the last thing you want tonight. It's too late to leave now. Excellent. And then lower your legs down. Straighten your top leg down the mat. Keep your bottom leg bent and just let the foot go to the floor. Yep, so it gives you a little bit of a stretch in your outer hip by letting the leg go downwards. You can even slide the leg back slightly, so you get a bit more of a stretch in the front of the leg as well. Either stay like that or bend the leg, catch hold of your foot. If you can't catch hold of your foot, you might be able to get your fingers into the leg weight. Or if not, just keep the legs straight and behind. Yes, if you overreach for it, why don't you try? Has the cramp gone?
No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
You could always... is this your top? You could always use that just to loop around your foot, yeah.
Yeah.
And then try and send your knee away. So you're sending your thigh bone back, and that's going to give you the stretch. That's it, yeah. Good, and then release that leg and come back onto hands and knees. And just circle your hips round. So on hands and knees, circle your hips. And then go the other way. Okay, good. And then we're on to the other side. So turn onto your left side, face the plain wall, and use your block or your arm for your head. We're starting with the legs straight. Have your feet more flexed, that's toes pulling up, than pointed. Yeah, so a bit more flexed than pointed. Fingertips on the floor. Lift the legs together and just pause there in the lift. Adjust yourself so that you feel each lift is now going to be comfortable. You've just found that right balance point. Exhale. Inhale, legs down. Exhale, both up. Inhale, both down. Have you got something in your pocket, or do you want some padding? Do you want some padding? Yep. 2 more. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 2. Exhale, 1. Inhale, 1. And then lower leg down, top leg only. 5. 4. Notice if your toes are starting to turn upwards, keep your toes pointing forwards. And if you keep finding the toes turn up, then think about maybe trying to turn your toes down, and that will find you the mid-ground. 1 more. And then doubles again. So we go exhale, both up. Inhale, both down. Up to you whether they're touching or apart. I prefer it to do it with my legs apart, but they can be touching if you need them to be. 2. 1. And then back to the single leg, top leg only. That helped, Trevor? A bit. You probably needed it doubled over, didn't you? It's not the hem on your trousers, is it? Is it just bone? Yeah. 1 more. Good. And then your knees bend up and your legs are in front of you. Keep your spine long. Keep the little lift in the curve of your waist. When your leg lifts, so parallel legs, once you've got the leg up in parallel, you want to feel that as the right thigh bone draws back into the hip, you also want to feel that connects into your core. So it's almost like your belly is pulling the leg up and keeping the leg there. So don't just think about your leg being heavy. You're keeping it lifted, Liz. Keep it lifted. Keep it, hover it there. That's it, yeah. So don't just think about the leg working, but also see if you can pull the muscular connection deeper into the abdomen, to the back wall of your abdomen, so you're even strengthening through your back. 2. 1. Good. And then the leg straightens. Let the inside of your foot touch the floor, so you get a little outer hip stretch. And the leg can even go back a bit if you want. If that's enough of a stretch and you struggle to get hold of the foot, stay as you are. Otherwise, you can bend, catch hold, and then try and send your thigh bone back, or you're trying to point your knee to the back wall of the room. Whatever it is, you're feeling a stretch in the front of your thigh. And I think for ease, what we might do from here is roll onto your back from where you are. And then we'll end up with the front row is now the back row, and the back row is now the front row. And if you can pop your feet flat on the floor and get into the middle of your mat. Does anyone need a head block and it's at the wrong end of their mat? Francis? No? Just in case, I'll bring it up if you need it. Right then, so I'll put your glasses on there as well in case you need your glasses. Nice, legs are bent everyone, feet are flat on the floor. Hands on your hip points. Inhale, open your right knee, keep the left knee perfectly still. Exhale, close the knee to center. Inhale, open the left knee, keep the right knee perfectly still. Exhale, close to center. So we're doing oyster on your back. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you close. When your knee opens, try and keep the small of your lower back down by using your abdominal strength to keep it there. So leg opens, but the lower back doesn't arch. Work at keeping your belly pressing toward the back. This is not forcing the back to the floor. It's a more delicate, subtle action. It's like you're trying to make a small imprint of your back on the floor rather than trying to squash it completely. Okay, and then when both knees are back to center, pause. Nice. Keep the pubic bone like it's climbing up towards your belly button. And then extend your right leg so your right leg straightens out just off the floor. And then bend it back in again, foot flat to the floor. Left leg, extend it so it's just off the floor. And then bend it back in. And you should feel as you do this, again, that the back doesn't lift. You're trying to maintain maybe a small imprint in your lower back. You wouldn't keep an imprint if you've naturally got a very deep lumbar curve. Then just know that your imprint might not be fully printed, but you're still trying to work into that gap in the small of your lower back. Also, your hands can still check, are the hip bones rolling away with the leg? And keep the hip bones rolling more towards your waist. Again, the slowest part of this is where you switch from one foot to the other so that your pelvis doesn't move. We are going to try and combine those two movements together. Both feet come flat to the floor. Let's start off with the right leg. Your knee opens, the leg straightens. Yeah, so it ends up in line with your hip. Knee turns back to the ceiling, and then bend the leg so the foot comes back to the floor. That's it. Then the left knee opens. The outside of your foot slides down the mat, so your leg naturally straightens as the leg straightens out. Sorry, the leg naturally neutralizes as your leg straightens, and then bend the leg back in, foot flat to the floor. So you're merging the two together. Knee out, extend the leg so it turns to neutral, bend it back in, foot flat to floor. Knee out, left side, slide the leg, straightening it, neutralizing the angle, and then bending it back in. And try and make it so it's a smooth, continuous action, not too robotic. So you're going, hang on, out, and then start reaching the leg just straight down, and it turns at the same time, and then bend back in again. So knee falls out, the edge of your foot follows a straight line down, and your leg will naturally turn, and then bend it back in again. You got it? So knee out, the edge of your foot slides straight down, leg will naturally turn, and then bend back in. That's it. You should feel that the leg naturally turns as it straightens. So it starts turning as the leg straightens out, it will naturally roll back into place and come in. Yeah, all in one go, all in one go. That's the wording that will get everyone online, I think, yeah. So you've taken two movements and rolled them into one. Just do that one more time on each leg. Yeah. And finishing on your left. When your feet are flat on the floor, you can just go into some hip circles on the ground, rolling around the back of the pelvis like you did when you're on hands and knees, just when you've finished your set. And then circle them the other way. I hope you managed to follow that at home, because it's not something we do much. Okay, once you've done those circles, if you've got a block behind your head, take it out. We're going into some shoulder bridges. You can leave your ankle weights on for them. So your feet shouldn't be quite touching. So if your ankle weights are touching, your legs are too narrow. It's almost like you could fit one or two of your own feet between your feet. Depends how wide your feet are. Press down into your feet, lift your tailbone and roll up through your spine. At the top, adjust your feet if you need to. It should feel like you are paralleling your thigh bones and your feet stand directly below your knees. Feet a tiny bit wider for you, Kevin. And then roll your way down. Inhale as you land. Exhale as you roll up. Feel how your knees reach away from your shoulders at the top. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. Inhale as you land. Exhale as you roll up. Knees reach away from shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. Still with that sense of your knees reaching away from your shoulders, even when you roll back down again. Do a couple more, just rolling at your own pace. And one more time. When you get down this time, stay down, find neutral pelvis. Let's interlace our hands behind the back of the head so we get neck support. Elbows are wide, slightly forward, so when you look side to side, you can see them. They should be about level with the tip of your nose. Okay, and then nudge your chin in slightly with your hands still supporting your head, and then curl up into an abdominal curl, breastbone moving towards your thighs. Inhale as you go down. So merge those two together, a nod of the chin and a lift of the breastbone. Inhale as you go down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, down. Notice if the elbows narrow when you curl up. This suggests that your arms are trying to pull your head up. So keep the elbows so that you still remain with the support for your head, but your arms aren't what are pulling you up. You're feeling your abdominal muscles drawing your rib cage down, and that's creating your rib cage to curl up. And if you're doing that, then you should naturally feel that the back of the rib cage curls off the floor. Probably just the upper back rib cage, so the shoulder blades. Okay, stay up this time. Holding it there. I would walk your legs together this time so the ankle weights touch, the knees may be touching as well. Lift your right shoulder so that you angle toward the left and you can just see past your left hip. Inhale back to center without going to the floor. Lift the back of the left chest more and angle, look outside the right hip. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left hip. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right hip. That's it. So it's not just a twist. You're actually lifting and curling forwards. Think of opposite shoulder trying to move closer to the opposite hip. Maybe you can see past your outer hip. Maybe you can't. But you know that that's the direction you're going towards. And there's a slight rolling action on the back of the chest. We'll do one more each way. When you've done this one, come back down and let your arms go wide. Feet wide. And then just sway your knees, feet wide, that's it. Sway your knees side to side and turn your head the opposite way. Arms are out to the side. If you need your block under your head, you can pop your block under your head. Heat's gone up in here a lot, hasn't it? Has it? Well, maybe it hasn't on the floor, but it has standing up. Like being on the top shelf in a sauna. Yeah, but you're the ones who should be sweating, not me. Yes, yeah. Okay, back to center. Bring your legs back together, inner knees touch, inner ankles touch. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze up the pelvic floor muscles into the lower belly. Inhale, relax. Exhale again, pelvic floor muscles, that's back passage, front passage, sex organs, belly, that whole collection of muscles in the pelvis, narrow and lift. It's often taught in Pilates like an elevator. So if the elevator is on ground floor, that's at the crotch of your trousers or your perineum. And then as you exhale, the elevator pulls up inside. Top floor feels like the rib cage. So see if each exhale you can engage from bottom floor of the elevator inside you to the top floor of the elevator. This should definitely not make you push wind out, but the opposite, hold it in. So there isn't a downward pressure, it's an upward pressure. At home, you can do whatever you want with your pressure. Okay, so keep that feeling with your exhales. You want to combine it with the engaging of your core. Hands behind your head, and we're going to merge together the lift to the center and the lift to the side, and then you come all the way back to the floor. So let's start where we go to the right hip. Start on the floor, inhale. Exhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale all the way down. Exhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale all the way down. Exhale, curl center. Keep exhaling, curl right. Inhale down. So it's a long exhale. Exhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale down. Exhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale down. Good, keep going. Center and merging it to one side. So it's almost like you've portioned your exhale into two little portions. Part of it's for the center, part of it's for the side, and then you inhale, come back down to the floor. And again, watch out for your elbows pulling you across. That would just be turning your head more. See if you can angle the movement by moving from your chest. Go one more each way. The inner legs are touching so that you keep them steady, the pelvis steady. Remember, the exhale engages pelvic floor and core. Anyway, I think you've probably finished your last one about. When you have, go back to feet wide, arms wide, and that little rock, your head's going to drop a turn the opposite way to where your knees go. So knees go right, you look left. Knees go left, you look right. And use it as a little self-massage over the soles of your feet. It gives this tiny loosening into the side ligaments of your knees. And it's a really nice massage across your buttocks, especially if you've done a lot in your hips. You'll probably need this one tomorrow, when you might be feeling your leg muscles a bit more. Okay, keep your knees up to center. And then bring your knees into your chest. One hand on each knee, circle them around. What do you think? Do you think you can get your leg weights off from where you are there? Yeah. Okay, if you just take them off, pop them to the side. And then take your arms and legs in the air and just give everything a shake out in the air. Yes, your legs should feel nice and light, yeah. Great. And then put your right foot to the floor and cross your left ankle onto your right knee or thigh. And then bring your right foot off the floor and see if you can get your hands around the back of your right thigh. Ideally, threading your arms through the gap. So this arm is going to go through. No, that arm's fine. This arm goes through this gap and gets hold there. No, like that. Both hands around this leg. So that one's going to hold that side. That holds that side. And then this ankle stays on there if possible. Maybe that's why. Okay, so let go. Put that foot back down. Cross this ankle onto there. That's it. And then instead of bringing that leg in, try and keep that hip down and work at that leg moving outwards. So just an outward rotation to whatever you can manage. Pelvis is. Oh, are you? Okay. It might be better for you just doing the knee circles. Yeah. Okay, then place your right foot back down to the floor, left leg straight up in the air. And kick it back, 5 little kicks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower it all the way down to the floor. All the way down to the floor, straight. That's it, yeah. Good, and then once it's down, if you can take your right foot across to the outside of your left knee. And then start bending your left leg in and your right knee's out to the side. Now you're holding behind the back of the left leg. So you kind of, from that straight leg entry, you picked the ankle up off the floor. Good, so now the left foot goes to the floor, right leg up in the air and do those little kicks back. And then again, your straight right leg goes all the way down to the floor. This time you're going to open the left knee into tree position. So that's tree balance. Knee goes out to the side. The sole of the foot is on the inside of your right leg. So sole of the left foot inside your right leg and the knees dropped out. At the same time, try and stretch your arms overhead. Are you straining with that, or does it feel very comfortable? Doesn't. So what you might be better doing is just put that there and then let your legs wrap out. It gives it a little bit more, even those, gives it a bit more support. That feel better? Yeah. Great. Okay, then we do the other side. So bring your left knee in, straighten your left leg down the mat, and then bend your right leg. You want the same on this side? Might be all right, yeah. What do you think? That's okay. Try and keep the left hip down, heavy. And then bring your right knee back in, straighten both legs out, wriggle yourself long like you're a piece of elastic being stretched out on the mat. Right side, left side, right side, left side. Nice, and then we'll take a twist, bring your right knee up into your chest, hug your hands around the knee. Good, and then take your right arm out to the side, take your knee across to the left into your twist. So you're looking out towards your right arm. That's it. You'll be looking toward the big window side of the room and try and roll onto the outside of your left hip so the right hip starts to turn uppermost. Does that feel all right? Where's it pulling? Okay, great. Yeah, that's exactly where we want it. Well, some people it'll be there, some people it'll be here, and some in the shoulder. You can come a bit further and then rest on me. Can you come a bit further? Press the knee out towards me. That's it, yeah. Okay, and then come back in. When your foot goes flat to the floor, you might just have to reposition your bottom and switch sides. Right leg straight, left knee in. Hold the knee and then extend your left arm out to the side and take your knee across to the right. Looking over to the left side. You can either do this with your head just staying central or turning toward the left ear, your choice. This side a bit easier for you? Yeah. If it's too much, Teresa, if it's too much, then just leave both legs straight. That's it. And just have your left arm reaching across towards your right arm. Okay, and then come back into center, both feet flat to the floor. And bend both legs. Lift your bottom, come halfway up into a shoulder bridge. Don't worry about there being a block under your head. Halfway up into a shoulder bridge, and then really try and stretch your lower back long as it lands back down, trying to find that central line of your mat. And then either rest knock-kneed position or straighten your legs if that's comfortable. Open your arms a bit wider than your mat. Turn as if you're trying to turn the front of your armpits more open, and your arms will turn palms uppermost. Move anything out of the way that's in the way so that you can move without interference. And relax, close your eyes. So whatever it is that's on the surface of your life at the moment remains on the surface. And I want you to drop deep. See if you can train yourself to quite quickly be able to drop away from whatever's the busyness is, to be able to drop in more easily to a quiet space within you. Start with feeling how your body is lying quietly. Finding that comfort to be still for a few minutes. And then stillness is often this doorway, this invitation to silence. So feel like your body is the stillness, the door opening you into the room of silence. And even if there's a bit of noise, it's like a muffled, undistracting. Deeper breath in. And let it out. And then take a few moments just to move however you want to move. No right, no wrong, just whatever your body instinctively tells you to do to wake up. To get out of that stillness and get back into movement and gradually making your way around. And you can stay facing back of the room and I'll come round. It's probably easy for you. Or whichever way you're going, I'll come in the middle. Thank you all. Well done. If you could take your ankle weights, Velcro bits, and put it back down across the middle, and then they don't get stuck together in the box. Thank you very much. And then they're from that box, and if you just put them down in 2 piles, because they'll all fit in that way. What did you think? I thought I'd used them in this class once already, but not. No. We have. In this one. Yeah, I thought so. Maybe it was just when the other people were off. Yeah. Good. Not too hard. Yeah, just in here. 3 what?
Just wondering where the other one was.
Oh, I see. Put them away for you.